Alrighty, welcome to Know the Odds, everybody. It's good to have you back. And speaking of, we're going to have three best bets for you coming up this week 9 in the NFL. We're going to jump right into it. Hope you had a good week. I sure did. Our first bet of the week is going to be in the Falcons versus the Saints game. Saints had a little bittersweet moment against the Bucks last week, losing Jameis Winston, but their backup quarterback Simeon stepped in and finished the game off for them. He's a man I know well, being a Bronco fan and him being a former Bronco. There's a lot at play here with this Falcons and Saints game coming up this week. I'm going to see if I can help you dissect what of it is good and what of it is bad and if there's a play to be made here. First off, whether the Bucks are better than they played last week or the Saints aren't as good as they played last week, whichever you want. I'm not going to make an argument for either one. One of those is true, if not both. The Bucks are the better. The Bucks are the better team of those two. With the Saints coming off with that amazing win, that has an effect on the line. Whoever they're going to play this week, Vegas is going to factor in that public opinion, and what's in the most recent memory of the public is that Saints beating of the Bucks. That doesn't mean that that's what the professionals and sports books think is going to happen. Right now, the Saints are favored over the Falcons by 6 points. These handicappers don't really believe that this are going to win by 6 points. They think that the majority of the public is going to bet that the Saints are going to win by 6 points. Remember, the sportsbook's goal is not to predict an accurate spread or total or prediction of what's going to happen. Their goal is to create lines that will get half of the public to bet on one side and half the public to bet on the other side. And that way, this casino makes a profit. So last week's game has a huge influence on this 6 point line. Honestly, I think 6 points would have been high even if Jameis Winston was playing. And I'm happy they got the win last week. But believe me, I know Simeon very well. He is not he is not going to be the Saints' saving grace and bring them to victory and glory. I'm not bitter at him for how he played in the Broncos, but he's not that guy. I don't think I would pick him to win by 6 points against any teams, let alone the Falcons. The Falcons aren't great, but they're not at the bottom. They're in that mishmash of people just kind of figuring things out in the middle, but they're not a bad team. They're a team to be respected. So that, coupled with the public opinion issue and the line being moved, the Saints winning by 6 points is just too high. So we'll take those points. We'll take the Falcons to win the game by +6, and we think that's a pretty great bet to start things off this week here at Know the Odds. All right, moving on to best bet number 2. The Chargers are going to be in Philadelphia playing the Eagles. Right now, the Chargers are the 1 point favorites. And I don't have any super profound thoughts for you on this one. The Eagles' wins so far, the few wins that they have come against other bad teams. There's not really much there to convince me that the Eagles are really a contender in this league yet. Still kind of rebuilding, still getting to know Jalen Hurts. The Chargers, on the other hand, are a few steps or few years ahead of the Eagles. They're starting to click. They're coming out of their rebuilding phase as well, but they got the team and the weapons that they need in order to make a good push for the playoffs and to get as far as they can this season. They are in serious contention in their division. Competition is tight. They need this win a lot more than the Eagles do, who are getting left behind by the Cowboys. So I'm going to make the Chargers to win by 1 point or more to be our second best bet of the week. Now things get really interesting. We just found out today Aaron Rodgers has COVID. And this was one of our best bets before we found out this news, and it's still one of our best bets now, and I'll tell you why. The Packers are headed to Arrowhead to play the Chiefs. Now, before Aaron Rodgers was counted out of this game, the Packers were a 1 point underdog. And guys, that just it almost makes me angry, that the that the Packers are being disrespected like that, and two, that people are still holding the Chiefs in this high regard like they're the same team as last year. I think we've had three of our best bets this year so far involving the opponents of the Chiefs, and I think we've won them all. There is a lot wrong with the Chiefs. It's not just Mahomes, although he is part of it. The Chiefs have one of the worst defenses in the league right now. The Packers, on the other hand, have a lot more going for them than just Aaron Rodgers. They're a good, fundamental, sound team, and their performance thus far is backing that up. The question you got to ask now is how many points is Aaron Rodgers worth? Well, the sports books will tell you that he is worth 6 points. So now the line is at +7 for the Packers being the underdog. And my mind just goes back to the Chiefs' performance. They've only won one game this year by more than 7 points, and that was against Washington. They've lost to worse teams than Washington. So, in all fairness, that was probably Washington's fault more than it was the Chiefs. To say that you're going to beat the Packers, who already got their fluke loss out of the way in the first game of the week, to say that you're going to beat them by more than 7 points is whatever you want to call it, but it's a great betting opportunity in our eyes here. So the Packers +7 points is going to be our third best bet, and that'll wrap us up for week 9. We're back to 3 bets. There's more. There's a lot of good opportunities out there, but I'm just going to cover my top 3, and we'll see where that gets you this week. I'm having a blast doing this. No matter how many viewers are out there or watching this or paying attention, I'm still going to keep bringing them. For those of you that are tuning into this, appreciate the support. Go check us out at knowtheodds.net, and you can follow along with our betting history and status for this year so far. I'm wishing all of you the best luck possible this week 9, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Take care.